like Julia Pastrana, the Bearded Lady, and Joseph Merrick, known far and wide as the Elephant Man. Not everyone steps into the limelight under ordinary circumstances.
I am happy every hour of the day.
These remarkable individuals turned what many might see as misfortune into a spectacle of inspiration and awe. Alongside them, Chang and Eng Bunker, the original Siamese Twins, and Frank Lentini, the extraordinary three-legged man, showcased their unique features on the circus stage. Today, we step back in time to explore their stories and uncover the lives of 10 circus freaks that actually existed. Number 10. Julia Pastrana, the Bearded Lady. Born in 1834 in Mexico's Sierra Madre Mountains, Julia Pastrana entered the world under extraordinary circumstances. She was afflicted with two rare genetic conditions, hypertrichosis terminalis and gingival hyperplasia. Hypertrichosis caused her body, including her face, to be covered with thick dark hair, while gingival hyperplasia resulted in thickened gums and lips, giving her a distinctive facial structure. From a young age, Julia faced immense challenges due to her appearance. Despite this, she displayed remarkable resilience and intelligence. She learned to speak multiple languages and developed various talents, including singing and dancing. Her life took a significant turn when she was discovered by M. Rates, a showman who saw the potential to capitalize on her unique appearance. Rates introduced Julia to the world of sideshows, and she quickly became a sensation. In the 1850s, Julia Pastrana was brought to the United States, where she performed in front of large audiences. She was marketed as the Baboon Lady, or the Bear Woman, with posters and advertisements emphasizing her unusual looks. Despite the often demeaning titles, Julia's performances showcased her grace, talent, and intelligence. She sang and danced on stage, captivating audiences with her poise and skill. During one of her tours in New York, Julia met Fedor Jeftichew, a showman who would become her manager and later her husband. Jeftichew was a shrewd businessman who saw the financial potential in Julia's exhibitions. He took her on extensive tours across the United States and Europe, where she performed for curious and fascinated crowds. Julia's fame continued to grow, and she became one of the most well-known sideshow attractions of her time. Julia's life, however, was not just a series of performances. She was known for her intelligence, kindness, and resilience. Despite the exploitation she faced, she maintained a positive outlook and continued to develop her skills. She learned several languages and was known to engage in conversations about literature and culture. In 1860, while performing in Moscow, Julia became pregnant. The pregnancy was difficult, and she gave birth to a son who inherited her genetic conditions. Tragically, her son died shortly after birth, and Julia herself passed away 5 days later, on March 25, 1860. Her death at the age of 26 marked a premature end to a remarkable life. Fedor Jeftichew's exploitation of Julia did not end with her death. He had her body, and that of their son, mummified, and continued to exhibit them throughout Europe. Julia's remains were displayed in a glass case, attracting morbid curiosity for many years. It wasn't until 153 years later, in 2013, that Julia Pastrana was finally laid to rest in her native Mexico. Number 9. Grady Stiles, Lobster Boy. Grady Stiles Jr., known to the world as Lobster Boy, was born on June 26, 1937 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He was born with ectrodactyly, a rare congenital deformity that causes the fingers and toes to fuse, creating claw-like extremities resembling lobster claws. This condition had been in the Stiles family for generations, making Grady the latest in a line of performers who exhibited their unique appearance in sideshows. Grady's father, Grady Stiles Sr., was also affected by ectrodactyly and had already established a career in the sideshow circuit. Naturally, young Grady followed in his father's footsteps, making his first appearance in the sideshow at a very young age. Billed as Lobster Boy, Grady quickly became a star attraction, captivating audiences with his unusual hands and feet. Despite his physical limitations, Grady possessed remarkable upper body strength, which he often showcased in his performances. The life of a sideshow performer was not easy, and for Grady it was a mix of fame and hardship. While his unique condition brought him notoriety and financial success, it also led to significant personal struggles. Grady's ectrodactyly made it difficult for him to walk, so he primarily used a wheelchair for mobility. Grady's personal life was as dramatic as his public persona. He married twice, both times to women he met through the carnival. His first marriage to Mary Teresa had several children, two of whom inherited ectrodactyly. Like their father, they too joined the sideshow circuit, continuing the family's legacy. However, Grady's personal demons began to surface, particularly his battle with alcoholism and a violent temper. In a tragic turn of events, Grady's life took a dark path in 1978. During a heated argument, Grady shot and killed his oldest daughter's fiancé on the eve of their wedding. He was tried and convicted of third-degree murder, but due to his physical condition, he was sentenced to house arrest and 15 years probation instead of prison time. The court determined that the state prison system could not adequately care for someone with his severe disabilities. Grady's violent tendencies and abusive behavior continued to plague his family. In 1992, his long-suffering wife, Maria Teresa, and her son from a different marriage, Harry Glenn Newman Jr., conspired to end the torment. They hired a 17-year-old sideshow performer named Chris Wyant to kill Stiles. On November 29, 1992, Grady Stiles Jr. was shot and killed in his home. Maria Teresa and the hitman were both convicted of murder, bringing a tragic end to the life of Lobster Boy. Number 8. Chang and Eng Bunker, the Siamese Twins. In a small fishing village in Siam, now Thailand, on May 11, 1811, two boys were born who would become legendary figures in both medical history and popular culture. Chang and Eng Bunker, the original Siamese twins, were conjoined twins connected at the sternum by a band of cartilage and skin. This connection was so unique that it not only sparked medical curiosity, but also launched them into international fame. From a young age, Chang and Eng displayed remarkable coordination and resilience. Despite their physical connection, they learned to swim, run, and perform various physical tasks with impressive skill. Their unique bond and abilities drew the attention of Robert Hunter, a British merchant, who saw an opportunity to exhibit them as a human curiosity. In 1829, at the age of 18, the twins embarked on a journey that would take them far from their home. Hunter introduced Chang and Eng to the world of sideshows, where they quickly became a sensation. Billed as the Siamese Double Boys, they toured extensively in Europe and the United States, captivating audiences with their extraordinary physicality and harmonious movements. Their performances often included physical feats and demonstrations of their synchronized actions, leaving spectators in awe. However, Chang and Eng were not merely content with being exhibited. They were intelligent and shrewd businessmen who eventually took control of their own careers. By 1839, they had accumulated enough wealth to retire from show business and settle in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Adopting the surname Bunker, they became naturalized American citizens and established themselves as successful farmers. In an even more surprising turn of events, both Chang and Eng married sisters Adelaide and Sarah Yates in 1843. This unconventional family arrangement saw the brothers living in separate houses, each spending 3 days at a time with their respective wives and children. Between them, Chang and Eng fathered 21 children, creating one of the most extensive and unique family lineages in American history. Despite their domestic and business successes, the Bunker twins' lives were not without challenges. Chang developed a fondness for alcohol, which led to health issues that eventually affected Eng as well. The brothers' health began to decline in their later years, and their physical dependence on each other became more burdensome. On January 17, 1874, Chang passed away in his sleep due to complications from pneumonia. Eng awoke to find his brother dead, and despite medical efforts to separate them, he died 3 hours later. Number 7. Joseph Merrick, the Elephant Man. Joseph Carey Merrick, famously known as the Elephant Man, was born on August 5, 1862, in Leicester, England. His early life appeared normal until the age of 5, when he began to develop severe deformities. These abnormalities were later believed to be caused by Proteus syndrome, a rare condition resulting in overgrowth of skin, bones, and other tissues. Merrick's mother, Mary Jane, provided unconditional love and support. However, her death when Merrick was 11 marked a tragic turning point in his life. His father remarried, and Merrick's stepmother treated him cruelly. Unable to endure the mistreatment, Merrick left home and entered the harsh environment of a workhouse at 17. In 1884, desperate for a way out, Merrick contacted a showman named Sam Tor. Tor saw the profit potential in Merrick's condition and dubbed him the Elephant Man. Merrick was exhibited in sideshows across England, drawing large crowds fascinated by his unique appearance. His head was disproportionately large, and his skin was thick and lumpy, resembling an elephant's hide, hence his nickname. Despite the exploitative nature of his exhibition, Merrick displayed remarkable intelligence and sensitivity. He carried a small book of poetry, one of his few possessions, and constructed a model of a cathedral with meticulous care. His gentle nature and keen intellect won over those who took the time to look beyond his appearance. In 1886, Merrick's life took a pivotal turn when he met Dr. Frederick Treves, a surgeon at the London hospital. Treves initially examined Merrick as a medical curiosity, but soon recognized his humanity and plight. With Treves's help, Merrick found a permanent home at the London hospital, where he lived in relative comfort and safety. Merrick's life in the hospital was transformative. He formed friendships, received visitors from high society, and even enjoyed a visit from Princess Alexandra. These interactions allowed Merrick to experience a semblance of normalcy and dignity that had long been denied to him. Merrick's condition, however, remained a constant challenge. His head was so large that he had to sleep sitting up to avoid suffocation. Tragically, on April 11, 1890, Merrick was found dead in his bed. It is believed that he attempted to lie down to sleep, causing his head to crush his windpipe. Merrick was 27 years old at the time of his death. Joseph Merrick's story did not end with his death. His life has been immortalized in numerous plays, books, and the critically acclaimed 1980 film The Elephant Man, directed by David Lynch. Number 6. Frank Lentini, the Three-Legged Man. Frank Lentini, famously known as the Three-Legged Man, was born Francesco Lentini on May 18, 1889, in Rossellini, Sicily, Italy. His life story is a remarkable blend of medical marvel and circus legend. Lentini was born with an extraordinary condition: 3 fully formed legs, 16 toes, and 2 sets of functioning male genitalia. This rare condition was due to a partially absorbed conjoined twin, a phenomenon that left doctors and the public both fascinated and perplexed. Lentini's third leg protruded from the right side of his body, slightly shorter than his other legs but fully functional. This additional appendage included its own knee, thigh, and set of toes. Despite the physical challenges posed by his condition, Lentini displayed remarkable adaptability from a young age. His early years, however, were not easy. Facing significant stigma and curiosity, Lentini and his family sought better opportunities in America when he was 9 years old. In the United States, Lentini's unique physique caught the attention of showman Giuseppe Magnano, who saw the potential for Lentini to become a star in the world of sideshows and circuses. Embracing his condition, Lentini joined the circus circuit and began performing under titles such as The Three-Legged Boy and The Great Lentini. His acts included feats that showcased his extraordinary third leg, such as kicking a soccer ball, jumping rope, and even roller skating. Lentini's performances showcased his ability to integrate his third leg into various activities, demonstrating his exceptional coordination and balance. This unique talent made him a standout performer in a time when the circus was a primary form of entertainment. By the early 20th century, Lentini had become a celebrated figure in American sideshows. He performed with major circuses, including Ringling Bros and Barnum and Bailey, and became a fixture at Coney Island, one of the most famous amusement parks of the era. His success in the circus world provided him with financial stability and allowed him to support his family, a significant achievement considering his humble beginnings. Lentini was known not only for his physical abilities, but also for his engaging personality. He was often described as intelligent, kind-hearted, and charismatic. His interactions with audiences and the media reflected a man who was comfortable in his skin and embraced his uniqueness. Lentini became a U.S. citizen in 1912 and continued to perform at various venues, including the famed Coney Island sideshows. In his personal life, Lentini defied the odds. He married Teresa Murray, and together they had 4 healthy children. This was particularly remarkable given the medical community's initial skepticism about his ability to lead a normal life. Frank Lentini's career spanned over 40 years, during which he became an icon in the world of sideshows and a symbol of human perseverance. He passed away on September 22, 1966, at the age of 77, leaving behind a legacy that continues to intrigue and inspire. Before we move on, here's today's subscriber's pick. Take a fascinating look at the contrasting lives of 2 of history's most captivating circus performers. On the left, we have Myrtle Corbin, famously known as the 4-legged woman. Born with a rare condition that gave her 2 separate pelvises and 4 functioning legs, Myrtle became a sensation in the sideshow circuit of the late 19th century. On the right, meet Robert Huddleston, often referred to as the Pony Boy. Huddleston was renowned for his condition that caused his legs to bend underneath him, resembling the legs of a 4-legged animal. These extraordinary individuals not only challenged the norms of physical human conditions, but also thrived in their uniqueness, captivating audiences around the world. What lessons can we learn today from Myrtle and Robert's experiences? Does their legacy impact how we view physical differences in modern society? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Number 5. Charles Stratton, General Tom Thumb. Charles Sherwood Stratton, better known as General Tom Thumb, was born on January 4, 1838, in Bridgeport, Connecticut. From an ordinary birth came an extraordinary life that would capture the hearts and imaginations of audiences around the world. Stratton was born to average-sized parents, and for the first 6 months of his life, he appeared to develop normally. However, it soon became evident that his growth had significantly slowed. By the age of 5, he stood only 25 inches tall and weighed just 15 pounds. In 1842, Stratton's life took a monumental turn when he was discovered by the famous showman P.T. Barnum, who was actually a distant cousin. Recognizing the potential for a unique attraction, Barnum quickly took Stratton under his wing and transformed him into General Tom Thumb. Barnum's marketing genius paired with Stratton's natural talent and charm made for a sensational combination. At just 4 years old, Stratton began performing at Barnum's American Museum in New York City. Barnum cleverly crafted a persona for Stratton, dressing him in elaborate costumes and teaching him to perform various acts, including singing, dancing, and impersonations of famous figures like Napoleon Bonaparte. One of the most endearing aspects of Stratton's performances was his impersonation of Cupid, complete with a tiny bow and arrow. Audiences were captivated not only by his small stature, but also by his charisma and stage presence. In 1844, Barnum took General Tom Thumb on a tour of Europe, where he achieved unprecedented fame. He performed for numerous royal families, including Queen Victoria of England, who was reportedly enchanted by his charm and wit. This European tour solidified Stratton's status as an international celebrity. He became one of the most recognized performers of the 19th century, known for his quick wit and engaging performances. Back in the United States, Stratton continued to draw massive crowds. His fame was not just confined to the stage. He became a cultural icon, with his likeness appearing on various merchandise, from lithographs to figurines. In 1863, General Tom Thumb's wedding to Lavinia Warren, another little person and a performer in Barnum's troupe, became one of the most celebrated events of the era. The wedding was a grand affair, attended by thousands and covered extensively by the media. President Abraham Lincoln even hosted a reception for the newlyweds at the White House. Throughout his career, Stratton continued to perform and tour extensively. His wealth grew significantly, allowing him to live a life of comfort and luxury. He invested wisely in real estate and other ventures, ensuring financial security for himself and his family. On July 15, 1883, Charles Stratton passed away at the age of 45. Despite his small stature, he had lived a life larger than most, leaving behind a legacy that would endure for generations. Number 4. Fedor Jeftichew, Jojo the Dog-Faced Boy. In 1868, in the heart of St. Petersburg, Russia, a boy was born who would come to be known worldwide as Jojo the Dog-Faced Boy. Fedor Jeftichew was born with a rare condition called hypertrichosis, characterized by excessive hair growth all over his body, including his face. This condition gave him a striking appearance that would propel him into the limelight of the sideshow world. Fedor's father, Adrian Jeftichew, also had hypertrichosis and was similarly exhibited in sideshows. From a young age, Fedor was groomed for a life in the circus, traveling alongside his father and learning the ropes of performance. By the time he was just 3 years old, Fedor had already become an attraction in local sideshows. In 1884, Fedor's life took a dramatic turn when he was discovered by the famous showman P.T. Barnum. Barnum, always on the lookout for unique attractions for his greatest show on earth, saw immense potential in Fedor. He was brought to the United States and rebranded as Jojo the Dog-Faced Boy. Barnum concocted an elaborate backstory for Fedor, claiming he had been found living wild in a Russian forest, giving him a feral, mysterious allure that captivated audiences. Under Barnum's management, Fedor's career soared. He became one of the most popular attractions in Barnum's circus, drawing large crowds wherever he performed. Dressed in elaborate costumes and often accompanied by props that emphasized his wild nature, Fedor would bark and growl during his acts, playing into the persona that Barnum had created for him. Despite the theatrics, Fedor was known to be gentle and intelligent, capable of speaking multiple languages, including Russian, German, and English. Fedor's unique appearance and the mystique surrounding his origins made him a subject of fascination and study. Medical professionals and curious spectators alike were drawn to the circus to see Jojo the Dog-Faced Boy in person. Throughout his career, Fedor traveled extensively with Barnum's circus, performing across the United States and Europe. He became a well-known figure in the sideshow circuit, his image appearing on numerous posters and promotional materials. His fame was such that even when not performing, he was often approached by fans eager to see the man behind the legend. Fedor passed away from pneumonia on January 31, 1904, in Salonika, Greece, which was then part of the Ottoman Empire. Number 3. Mirin Dajo, the Invulnerable Man. Born on September 18, 1909, in what was then Yugoslavia, Mirin Dajo came into the world as Arnold Garrett Henskes. Little did anyone know that he would grow up to become a figure shrouded in mystery and wonder, renowned as the Invulnerable Man. Dajo's life would take him from the quiet streets of Rotterdam, Netherlands, where he moved in his youth, to the bright lights of European sideshow stages, captivating audiences with feats that defied belief. Mirin Dajo's journey into the world of the extraordinary began in his early 30s, when he started to demonstrate his invulnerability. He claimed to possess a higher consciousness that made his body impervious to harm. His acts were not mere illusions or simple tricks, but involved real and often dangerous stunts. Dajo would allow sharp objects, including swords and daggers, to be pierced through his body without causing him pain or significant injury. These performances left audiences and medical professionals alike astounded. In 1947, Dajo moved to Zurich, Switzerland, where his incredible acts caught the attention of medical professionals. Seeking to understand the phenomenon, doctors at the Zurich Cantonal Hospital examined Dajo and even supervised some of his performances. Under medical supervision, he was pierced with a rapier through his abdomen, with no apparent harm done to his internal organs. X-rays confirmed that the swords and other objects passed through his body without causing damage, baffling the medical community. Dajo's performances were more than just physical feats. They were deeply spiritual experiences for him. He believed that his invulnerability was a gift that demonstrated the power of the mind over the body, and sought to spread a message of peace and the potential of human consciousness. Despite the apparent invulnerability, Dajo's acts were not without risks. On May 11, 1948, he performed a particularly dangerous stunt, swallowing a steel needle which later had to be surgically removed. This procedure, although initially successful, led to complications. Tragically, Mirin Dajo passed away on May 26, 1948, at the age of 38, due to an aortic rupture, a complication from the needle stunt. Number 2. Jack Earle, the Texas Giant. Jack Earle, known as the Texas Giant, was born Jacob Reuben Ehrlich on July 3, 1906, in Denver, Colorado. His family later moved to El Paso, Texas, where Jack's extraordinary journey began. Unlike many giants, Jack's early childhood was relatively normal. It wasn't until he reached the age of 7 that his unusual growth started to manifest. By the time he was 10, Jack had grown to 6 feet tall. His rapid and uncontrollable growth continued into his teenage years, ultimately reaching a height of 7 feet 6 inches. This remarkable growth was due to acromegaly, a condition caused by an overproduction of growth hormone, leading to the enlargement of bones and tissues. Jack's towering stature brought both opportunities and challenges. He initially pursued a career in silent films, where his height made him a unique presence on screen. However, it was his entry into the world of circus and sideshow entertainment that truly defined his career. In the early 1930s, Jack was discovered by the Ringling Bros and Barnum and Bailey Circus, where he quickly became a star attraction. Billed as the Texas Giant, Jack Earle captivated audiences across the United States. His impressive height and gentle demeanor made him a favorite among circus goers. Despite his imposing stature, Jack was known for his kind and affable personality. He often interacted with fans, posing for photographs and signing autographs. Jack's role in the circus extended beyond mere exhibition. He performed various acts, including balancing stunts and comedy routines. His performances were a highlight of the circus, drawing large crowds eager to see the Texas Giant in action. In addition to his circus career, Jack Earle was a talented artist and writer. He often painted and wrote poetry, using his artistic talents to express himself and connect with others. Jack's life was not without its difficulties. The physical strain of his condition led to numerous health issues, including joint pain and mobility challenges. Jack Earle's legacy extends beyond his time in the circus. He became an advocate for understanding and compassion towards those with unique physical conditions. Jack Earle passed away on July 18, 1952, at the age of 46. Number 1. Felix Wehrle, the Elastic Skin Man. In the world of sideshows and human curiosities, few figures are as fascinating as Felix Wehrle, known as the Elastic Skin Man. Born in 1858 in Wisconsin, USA, Felix Wehrle was destined to become a legend in the world of circus and sideshow entertainment due to his extraordinary skin elasticity. Felix Wehrle was born with a rare condition known as Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, a connective tissue disorder that affects the skin, joints, and blood vessel walls. This condition gave Felix incredibly elastic skin, which he could stretch to unbelievable lengths. While Ehlers-Danlos syndrome can cause various health issues, Felix used his unique condition to carve out a remarkable career in the sideshow industry. Wehrle's entry into the sideshow world began in the late 19th century when he was discovered by a talent scout who saw the potential in his extraordinary ability. He joined the ranks of sideshow performers and quickly gained fame for his remarkable acts. Felix could pull the skin of his neck over his face, stretch his stomach skin to form a pouch, and extend the skin on his limbs to astonishing lengths. As the Elastic Skin Man, Felix Wehrle became a star attraction in P.T. Barnum's traveling circus. His performances drew large crowds who were eager to witness his incredible feats of skin elasticity. Unlike many sideshow performers of his time, Felix's acts were not based on illusion or trickery. The genuine nature of his condition made his performances even more compelling and awe-inspiring. Throughout his career, Felix Wehrle's performances were well documented and widely publicized. Photographs and posters of him showcasing his elastic skin were used to promote the circus and attract audiences. Felix's extraordinary condition also attracted the attention of the medical community. Doctors and researchers were fascinated by his skin elasticity and often examined him to better understand Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. While his condition was rare and poorly understood at the time, Felix's willingness to share his experiences contributed to the growing body of knowledge about connective tissue disorders. Felix Wehrle continued to perform well into his later years, captivating new generations of circus goers with his elastic skin. He passed away in 1933, but his legacy lives on as one of the most intriguing figures in sideshow history. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.